What do you see? Yeji says she sees a midsegment, although we haven't learned what that word is yet. What segment is the midsegment? What is D called? No, it's not the middle of a segment. No, it's not. D is called a midpoint. Very good. So we've got a midpoint going on for us. Got a midpoint. Actually got two of them. Two midpoints. How does AD compare to DB? How does AD compare to DB? Yep, they're congruent. They're equal. The length is equal and the segments are congruent. Okay, how does AD compare to AB? Right, very good. So AD is the same as DB, whereas AD is half of AB, if those two are the same. How do you think DE relates to BC? Yeji says it's half. What do you think? Actually, I'm not going to prove anything yet. I'm going to let you think about it. All right, let's keep going. So here's the definition of a mid-segment. A mid-segment is a segment connecting the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So in this picture, DE would be our mid-segment. It's not a point, it is a segment. So it's different than a midpoint, which is a point. A mid-segment is a segment and a midpoint's a point. But it does connect a midpoint to a midpoint. How many mid-segments does a triangle have? Two, 1, 3. Well, if it connects a midpoint to a midpoint, there's only one midpoint that we haven't drawn. So if I draw that one, I could draw mid-segment number 2 and then mid-segment number 3. So a triangle does have 3 mid-segments. Very good. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we're not going to do the investigation. Okay, that's what we wanted to go to. So I already asked this question, and Yeji already gave a hypothesis. Oh, you have a fire drill? Okay, bye. How do you think the length of the midsegment compares to the length of the base? And you can see in light gray at the bottom that it already has the answer. But it's pretty cool. A midsegment is exactly half of the base. So Yeji was right. The midsegment is half the length of the base. The base is double the midsegment. The midsegment is half of the base. Half and double are their relationships. So let's write it down. This is our conjecture about a midsegment. There's two cool things about a midsegment. A midsegment is parallel to the, I'm calling it the base, but it's really the third side of the triangle because it's not always the base. Not every triangle has a specific base. So a midsegment of a triangle is parallel to the third side and it's half the length of the third side. So two things are true. It's parallel and it's half of the length. I'll let you write that down if you are taking notes. Why, in this one, why did I put segment bars over my segments? And why did I not put them here? Why do I have segment bars in my first sentence and no segment bars in my second sentence? I didn't make a mistake. I didn't leave them off. That's a good answer. Very good answers. I asked my last period this and they had no clue. But anyways, very good. So these are segments. Think of them as like an object. These are an object, whereas these are, like you said, it's a distance, it's a number. So this is an object and this is a number. An object and a number, an object and a number. An actual segment versus the distance from A to B, a number like 10. Very good. Yeah, and this is an equal sign, and we would never use segments with equal signs. Okay. Let's dive into some examples and give you time on that quiz. We need to go quickly. Let's go quickly. We can knock these out. If AC is 20, then DE is 10. If BE is 6, then BC is 12. Because if this is 6, and that's a double tick mark, and that's a double tick mark, then this whole thing is 12. Moving on. Moving on. If DE is x plus 6, and AC is 3x plus 4, find x. What are you going to do with those? Are you going to set them equal? Oh, George, you are so quick. Oh my gosh. Give me an equation. What's the equation? Hopefully you're setting up an equation that looks a little bit like this. We double the midsegment to equal the third side. We double the midsegment to equal the third side. Very good. I'm going to let you solve for x like George already did. It is 8. The answer is 8. And we're going to move on. I just wanted you to understand the setup of this one. I know you can solve for x. Okay? Next one, solve for x. Now we haven't done a problem like this before where all three midsegments are drawn in. So remember, there's 3 midsegments, and you want to use the base, or the third side, that's parallel to the midsegment. So like, if we're trying to find x, 21 is no good to us because that is not the midsegment that goes with x. What is the midsegment that goes with x? You got it. You got it. So this one is parallel to this one. You find the ones that are parallel. And then we use our rule. Our midsegment is half of our base. Our base is double our midsegment. And so x is going to equal 50. Okay? So go ahead and label your picture. That's what you would do first, but I know this would take you a long time to draw. So I'll go ahead and start labeling it for you. Find the perimeter of UPA. What's UP? How long is UP? 16. So we've got 2 down, 1 to go. How long is PA? 12. 6 times 2. 6 times 2. Alright, so now we just add them up. 16 plus 12 plus 24. What would that be? 28 plus 24? 52? Yeah! 52. Exactly one of the values, x, y, or z, can be determined. Find it. And then I skipped an important slide, so we're going to go back to that one in a second. So how do you work this one? Only one of those three is a midsegment. Only one of them. The rest are just pretending. So what you do is you find the midpoint. You find the true midpoints. Is this a midpoint? No, because 2 doesn't equal 3. Is this a midpoint? Yep. Is this a midpoint? Yep. Connect your dots. So now I have found the only true midsegment of the triangle. Y is not a midsegment and Z is not a midsegment. Be careful. How long is X? Well, you need to find the side parallel to it. This side is 5. 5 divided by 2, 2.5. All right, last one. Which one is the true midsegment? Find the midpoint. Find the midpoint. Connect the dots. Parallel. Sorry, I'm going so fast. This is 10. 10 divided by 2. So the answer would be Z equals 5. I hope that's okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that quiz. I'm going to show you a little